Namaste, good evening Circle Spa members. I hope you're keeping well during the lockdown. We're here to bring you an evening yoga class, and there will be a daytime version later on in the week. So this is to relax you all, to reduce anxiety, to get you ready for sleep, to stretch out any tight areas if you've been sitting down for a long time working from home, or if you've just been sitting down longer than usual in the lockdown. So you need to just have a water handy, so it's really important to hydrate because we'll be twisting out toxins and releasing some stagnant energy in the body. And also try not to eat too closely to the class, so it's really important that you do this on an empty stomach. So just ensure that you have digested your food as well as eaten it at least an hour before and make sure it's gone down. So I really hope you enjoy the practice. This practice is suitable for all ages and abilities, and it's really good to see you again. And if you've got any questions, you can always drop us a line on the social media sites afterwards. So let's begin. So you're going to set up a space. You just need a yoga mat. If you don't have one at this time, you can have a scarf or just a blanket or something, because we're not going to be standing, so you won't be slipping. And also just set up your space. So this is a time for quality, a time for introspection, a time to get in check with our emotions, because a lot of our daytime activity has been shut down. So it's a really positive time, aside from the fact that there's a lot of disaster in the world. So let's just try and stick together and stay as a community and set up a little sanctuary for yourselves, or like an altar, like you can see we've got here set up in the pool. I think it's a really good idea actually. We might do some poolside yoga. So here I have candles. I've put on my best yoga gear for you, and just make sure you feel really comfortable. You've got loose, warm layers and maybe a bit of ventilation in your home. The whole family can join in, so bring them together, or you can take some time out purely by yourselves. I really hope you enjoy this class. I'm going to light some incense because this really gets me in the mood and it clears the energy in your space. So it's really important to create the right space. If there's a lot of drama in the news, try to limit it. So just choose when you're going to watch such things and try not to do it before your practice, especially not before bed. Oh, look at this beautiful bit of smoke. I don't know if you could see that. So let's begin. I'm just going to run you through the class. So we're going to warm up the body, mobilize the joints, just release any tension. We'll be doing 3 ohms, which is the universal sound of peace, together, and then we'll go into some deep yin stretches. It's not quite yin, we're not going to hold them for 3 minutes, but it will be quite a long time. So it's really important that we check in with our breath and that we ground ourselves before we begin the practice, so that you're practicing on purpose, you're practicing with your own energy. I'm just here to guide you, and you're practicing with intention. I'm going to do some back bends at the end so we can really check in with our throat and heart chakras and make sure that we're communicating clearly from our hearts, and checking in with them and making sure we can do enough for our communities, those that are self-isolating, those that need help, etc., etc. So one of the 8 limbs of yoga, protecting our race. And also some pranayama, so a breathing practice we'll do at the beginning. Let's begin. So we're going to take yin mudra. A yin mudra, I like to explain the Sanskrit because it's not very beneficial to you if I'm just saying the Sanskrit and you don't know what it means. So this is connecting yourself to the universe, the finger and thumb, and we just place it lightly on your knees and close the eyes, or half gaze them if you're not happy with closing them fully shut. You can also just place the palms face down. Make sure you're sitting comfortably, so we can take Sukhasana, which is easy cross ankle pose, and the back is nice and straight. Lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Take your mudra, roll the shoulders a few times, inhaling, exhaling. Then we're going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears 3 times, squeeze and release. Tense them on the inhale and release. And again, inhale and release. And then we'll take 3 team breaths. So as a group, as a team, we're going to breathe in through the nostrils. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4. And breathe out all the tension, any negativity. Breathing in positivity. And release, exhale through the nostrils. We're going to make the mantra Om 3 times. So the universal sound of peace. When all the ancient yogis used to sit up in the mountains, they thought that the universe sounded like the sound of Om, the sound of peace. So you can sit comfortably as so, or we can bring our hands into Namaste, the heart center, and really vibrate out into the world. So feel the vibration in yourself. If you're not happy with chanting, you can just sit and relax. So preparing, inhaling. The sound is going to come up, by the way, through the belly, through the chest, in the throat and in the mouth. So it's actually a sound of Om. Here we go. Inhaling to prepare. Floating the hands onto the lap, inhale fully, all the way in, hold the breath, feel the vibration of your Om, retain, and exhale, release. Just spend a few breaths really enjoying the vibration of the Om. If you want to know more about chanting, you can email us because it regulates the vagus nerve, which helps our digestion, our heart rate, our hearing, so many things. There's another can of worms. So we're going to start by laying down. So if you stretch out your legs, give them a little shake, and then all the way down to the mat. We're going to take 3 tension releases on an inhale and an exhale to really release any tension in the body and ground ourselves. So squeeze all the muscles you can find. Inhale, tense, tense, tense. And exhale, release. Inhale again, squeeze face, squeeze toes, fingers, muscles, everything lift. Exhale, and release. And one more time. Off you go on your own. Inhale, tense, 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 tense. Face everything, squeeze it up. Exhale, release it down. Feel like you just landed on your mat and arrived in the practice. Gotta close the eyes and focus on the breathing. Feel which body parts are in contact with the ground. Feel the mat beneath you supporting you. So Mother Earth is supporting you. Your mat is here to nurture you. It's free. It's a simple practice. Taking a mind and body break. So already you're practicing yoga. You're focusing on your mind, your body, your breath, connecting them. And that is yoga already. If your mind is racing, try just to be aware of the thoughts. Let them come, let them go. No judging. And then come back to the breathing. Feel the air just flowing in your nostrils and flowing out of the nostrils. We could do a longer session on this in a meditation. You can always send a request in if you'd like to see that. But for now, I just want you to really feel grounded and connected to the practice, connected to the ground, and just focus on how you're feeling in this present moment. So sometimes it's hard for us to be still, which is why lockdown could be difficult for you. If you're used to being very rushed around or with tight deadlines, or maybe it's made you even busier. So it's really important to connect back to yourself. So how is your breathing? Are you able to make it longer, slower, deeper? Imagine you're filling your lungs. which is really important at a time of this particular virus, that we look after our breathing and we're breathing efficiently. So you can imagine you're filling your lungs in stages. So from here, lower ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. And there's no tension. Fully expanding. Exhale, release any tension. Try and stay connected to the breath for the rest of the practice. And now we're going to roll the thighs together, point the toes away from you, interlace the fingers, mind any candles or pets or children. Send the arms overhead. Big breath in. And then exhale, draw your right knee in towards you. Stretching out your hips, your back and your glutes. Inhale, float that leg away. Exhale, draw the left leg in. Keeping the neck nice and long. One more each side. Inhaling. Big breath in, fill the lungs, feel the ribs rising, neck stays long. Exhale, right leg in, comes in towards you. And change. Inhaling. Exhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to bend the right leg, hold underneath the thigh and stretch it up, the lower leg up to the ceiling. I've been walking a lot more than usual because on our daily exercise that we're allowed. So it's a little tight there. So if you feel the tightness too, if you've been sitting down or doing more walking or cycling or something, bend this leg, that will help. And then we're going to point and flex the foot towards you and away. Remember, we're not judging our bodies, we're nurturing them, we're caring for them. So if you feel tightness, try and make this a daily practice and you'll begin to feel it open up. You could make it a lockdown project. Now we're going to circle the foot a few times in each direction to release the ankle, looking after the joints. And then we'll change. Inhaling for the transition of vinyasa to flow. And exhale, we'll go to the other side. So stretching up the leg. Just being aware of any asymmetries. If one side feels tighter than the other, you'd spend longer on that tighter side. And then we'll take the foot in one direction, using the breath, and the other. Beautiful. And then stretch your arms up to the sides, make sure there's space. We're going to drop the legs from right to left, like windshield wipers. So the feet are hip width apart. If you want to work a bit deeper, you can bring them together. So we're releasing the lower backs. And then we'll drop the legs onto the left and look to the right. So a nice release for your lower backs. It's also very nice if your diet has changed slightly. These twists squeeze out toxins. They're bringing fresh blood into the digestive system when we come out of the twists. So they're very important in yoga and physiology. Then we'll just twist to the other side. Just dropping the legs to the other side. See how your back feels. Stretch out the arms. Really nice if you've been sat at your laptop working from home to open up the chest and the shoulders. So really send your arms outwards from east to west, London if you like. Then we'll come back to the centre and we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest for Apanasana, wind relieving pose. So the nose go between the knees or towards them, wrap your arms around and bring your head and shoulders back down. And if it feels tight, you can just release your grip slightly or hold like this. But try and use your arms and back quite strongly to hug those legs in. So it's really nice, again, if you have digestive issues, if your diet has changed and you sat down for longer, then it's nice to put some pressure on the tummy to take away, or to stimulate it and take away stagnant areas. Then we're going to stretch the legs up, bring the legs out to the sides, holding wherever you can reach with straight arms. So it might be the inner thighs, it might be the calves, it might be the ankles. So really nice, inner thigh stretch. Then we're going to bend the knees. For Yoga Nidasana, giggly baby pose. So bring your knees down to the ground. You can hold here and here as well if it feels tight anywhere. So make it this your own class. I'm just here to guide you. So this is really lovely for your back, your hips. You can rock side to side, massaging the mid-back as well. Good, then you can press the soles of the feet together and pull your feet towards you gently as you prise your knees away from you. So the arms again are working quite strongly. For Supta Baddha Konasana, lay in cobbler's pose. Then we're going to just bring synovial fluid into the knee joints. So hold your knees at arm's length and then just squeeze the fronts of the thighs and bring your lower legs up and down, like treading water. So this is really nice. If you hear popping, that's just air coming out, synovial fluid going in. So keeping our joints nice and healthy. So we're going to also take the knees apart and together again. So we're focusing on the hip lubrication now. And then change direction. Inhaling, exhaling. Good job. And we'll rock up and down the length of the spine. And then I'm going to meet you here. So, we're just going to take a few side stretches. Reaching to the side, so it's a nice cool down practice. And switch to the other side. So the spine loves to laterally flex, so we're just treating it to a side bend. Try not to just hold it fixed, like you're going to just flow side to side. Keep going for me, a few more on each side. Just going to put that out, it's getting quite intense. That's Nag Shankara, it's a really lovely incense. Oh, and I meant to say while you're still doing your side bends that you can use some lovely oils as well. My oil's vanished, but when you're practicing you can use lavender oil or sage. Now let's go into some twists. So you're going to have one hand in front of you, your right hand, left hand behind. Grow tall through the spine, the chin stays level to the ground, and twist looking over the left shoulder. And then we'll change sides. So left hand in front, right hand behind, grow tall through the spine, twist to the other side. And then come to the center. We'll take it a bit deeper this time. So now your right hand is going to be on your left thigh, turning. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears and the chin level to the ground. So really nice for the spine. Again, twist good for the digestive system. So your left hand on your right thigh, and make sure the spine feels nice and long first and then turn. Beautiful. Now we're going to stretch out the legs and take Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward bend. So from the side, if you feel like you're rocking back like this or it feels tight in your thighs, then please feel free to get a cushion, a pillow, a yoga block, or something to raise the hips so they're higher than the legs. You can also bend your knees, and you can put rolled up towels or something, scarves underneath the knees to support them. So you don't want to feel like you're straining in this pose. It should feel nice and flowing and releasing. So make sure you've supported yourself with cushions, pillows, yoga blocks, etc. And keep your legs bent if you feel tight. So we're just going to relax the ankles totally. Take a really nice deep breath in. Use your hands in front of you to walk out. Now this could already be a big stretch for some of you. That's absolutely fine. So you've got to do what works for your body. We're all different. Genetics, injuries, lifestyle, etc. So you could stay here and enjoy this stretch. Otherwise, if you feel like you can go further, keep inhaling and exhaling. Bring the belly down first. And then the chest. Inhale, exhale, release, release. Just feel like you're really surrendering to the poses until you come into a beautiful forward bend that suits you. And hang out there for a few breaths. So it's really good for the pelvic organ region, that one. Getting some blood flow into the vital organ area there. It's very great for your hamstrings, opening up the backs of the legs, for your hips. And so we're just going to go to our edge now. So wherever you are, if you're here or here, just take a big breath in and then exhale, go all the way down. So it feels like you're going to your full potential in the stretch. And then come up. Now we're going to take a lovely side bend in this pose. So we're going to bring your left elbow against your left inner thigh. If this feels restricted for you, you can be up here, just resting on the top. Your right hand is on the right shoulder. Twist the rib cage up to the ceiling. Gaze up. Keep the neck nice and long. Try not to let the head hang. And then we'll stretch the arm overhead. And imagine your wrist is being pulled gently in this direction. Really lovely. Really opening up the rib cage. Very important that we're open here so the lungs can fill. So we're getting full breaths into our lungs, and also all of our organs here need blood flow to keep them healthy. So this is a great one for that. Reach. And then we'll change sides. So come out nice and slowly as if you're flowing in water or through air. So you can rest here, drop your elbow a bit lower, place the hand on the shoulder, left shoulder, twist the rib cage, look up. Remember to keep your legs bent if it feels tight, and then stretch your arms overhead on an exhale. Reach, keeping both sit bones down. Try not to lift up, so just make sure you feel grounded in your sit bones. And then slowly come out of there. Very nice. So now we're going to bring the soles of the feet together in a pose called Karmasana, tortoise pose, but I'm not doing the full pose. I'm just doing a variation of a hamstring stretch. So the soles of the feet come together and you push your feet 3/4 of the way from you. Again, if it feels tight, lift your hips. Sit on a yoga brick pillow cushion. So we're just going to let the knees relax out to the sides. Take a nice deep inhale and gazes ahead, your drishti, your point of focus, and then let the belly flow forwards and down. Take another breath in, inhaling, and exhale, surrendering, getting lower to the ground. Big breath in, and exhale, let your head and shoulders come down. We're going to rest with the palms face up, and just let your head hang down and really surrender to Karmasana. So it's a very introspective pose. So I'm coming out so I can talk to you, but please try and stay in it. If you feel like you're holding your breath or you're fighting against the pose, then maybe you've gone a bit too far, and you can come up a bit higher. Here, you can have blocks with your hands on if you prefer. So really just surrendering, releasing. So you're going to spend 4 more deep breaths there. It's a really good time to be introspective in a forward bend. So we're often out here and overstimulated, but now is the time for calm. So what's going on in the body as you're in that forward bend? What's going on in your mind? Are you able to focus on your breathing? Are you able to still your mind? It takes a bit of practice. So this could be a project for you during lockdown. So we're going to go a bit further now. Big breath in. And really surrender down. Nice big stretch through the lower back and the hamstrings, hips, inner thighs. And then slowly roll up, head and shoulders last. Well done. So we're just going to now come onto the knees. Bring them together if you can. And then take your feet as wide as the mat. And you're going to roll your lower legs out to the sides. Now I know from teaching many of you guys over the years that you can get a bit tight around here, so you can just stay here if you prefer. Again, put a pillow or a block underneath you to support you, so you're sitting on something. If your bum goes down to the mat, and you're relaxed, then you can maybe take it a bit further. So let's just all chill here for a moment. So remember, you can sit on something to raise the hips, take the pressure off the knees. You can use your arms in front of you. But do make sure that you have your lower legs rolled out to the sides. Also, I know that some of you might find it a bit tight in the ankles. I don't know if you can see my ankle there because we have a speaker here. But if that feels too restricted there, you can maybe turn your foot out to the side. But ideally, we want to stretch through the front of the foot and the ankle here too. If you want to go a bit further, you can hold the feet. If your knees have come up or really far apart, you might be going a bit too far. I'm just going to come forward so you can still see me. So we're going to come onto the elbows. You're looking forwards to protect the back. So we're keeping the spine in a nice long line. And if you still can go a bit further, engage your tummy to protect the lower back. And we're going to come down in Supta Virasana, laying hero pose, holding the elbows, taking the arms overhead. Remember, if your knees have lifted, you've probably gone too far. So really, this is just a few levels to suit each of you as individuals. So just taking a few more deep breaths there, really enjoying the opening around the fronts of the knees and the thighs here. So wherever you are, we're going to come out to fit. If you're down here, you're going to come onto the elbows, work your way up, straightening the arms, and if you're here, you can join us now. If you're here, you can join us now. So So we're going to place the hands under the shoulders, lift up the hips, and press your heels down into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. If that feels quite tight, you can bend the legs one at a time. Really opening up the backs of the legs. It's a nice counter pose for the hero we just did. Good, then we're going to bring the knees together. Sorry, the knees wide as the mat, and the feet together. Press the bum back nice and slowly and stretch out the arms. Uttita Balasana, extended child's pose. So it's again really nice for the fronts of the knees. Super chilled. Bring yourself up into sitting. Just enjoying this present moment and this feeling of zen and well-being. I'm going to close the practice with an Om chanting piece. You can join me if you wish. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Namaste. I close the practice and I welcome you to join us for the daytime yoga and for some other fitness videos we've got coming for you. If you have any special requests, let us know. Have a really beautiful evening. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Feel free to get in touch with us. We're here for you. We're the Circle Spa family, and we hope to see you very soon on the mat, back in the gym and in the studios. Namaste.